welcome back to my channel. Today I am talking all about how I lost and am continuing to lose the baby weight. So I should say that I'm not coming at this from any kind of professional knowledge at all. I am really just wanting to talk about the practical things that I do every day that have helped me shed the excess weight that I put on during pregnancy. So I did gain about 30 pounds during my pregnancy. I'm about 5 months postpartum now, and I'm pretty much down to my pre-pregnancy weight. I'm not entirely sure how much I weighed before I got pregnant just because I hadn't weighed myself in a little while, but I think I'm within about a 2 to 5 pound range. I can only speak from my perspective, so these are just things that have worked for me, and hopefully they'll work for you. If they do, I would love to hear about it, and please comment below. Without further ado, let's get into my top tips. Right, so my first tip is not rocket science, guys. You've heard it all before, and that is to drink loads of water. Especially if you are exclusively breastfeeding, you have to remember you have so much liquid that is leaving your body every single day that you really want to make sure you're replenishing that regularly. I aim to drink about 2 to 3 liters every day, and I did have to train myself to drink water over time. I started drinking water really regularly a few years ago, and now if I don't keep up the levels that I aim for, I really do feel crappy. I have headaches. I don't deal well with dehydration. So some helpful tips for drinking more water. One thing I like to do is freeze in little mini ice cubes herbal teas, so like berry teas, mint teas, things like that, and then use them as ice cubes in your glasses of water. So as they melt, they kind of diffuse your water with a little bit of flavor, makes it a bit more exciting. Every single day, the first thing you should do when you wake up is drink a massive glass of water. So I like to drink a big glass of water right after I get up, before I have my coffee or tea, anything like that. So at least you know, if you don't get another chance to drink water for like hours, you've had that glass of water, you're starting in the positive. Okay guys, not gonna lie, I don't love working out. I love being active, but trying to maintain a regular workout routine has always been a struggle for me. What I like to do and what I've had more success with is trying to fit in practical exercise through the day. If you go for a walk and wear your baby, you're carrying an extra 10 to 20 pounds depending on how old they are. So go for a brisk walk while baby wearing. It's basically like carrying a medicine ball and doing a workout. Do some squats while baby wearing. Find an area around your house that's really hilly and push your stroller up and down, or just go for a really long walk. Pushing your stroller is a workout in itself. Cleaning your house when you have time. Being out and about with your baby, just try and stay active. Those things really do add up and make a big difference. The Jillian Michael 30-day shred program is really good because those workouts are really short. I think they're like 20 or 30 minutes, a little bit easier to fit in every day. I've done that program before and really liked it, and I do want to try and make an effort to get those somewhat into my daily routine. When it comes to diet and nutrition, I'm no expert, but when I'm trying to eat healthier, these are some things that I've found really helpful. I do eat pretty much a vegetarian diet. The only thing I do eat that's not vegetarian is fish, and I don't eat it that regularly, but it does crop into our diet every now and then. Okay, with a vegetarian diet, we always get asked, how do you get your protein? Don't fret, there's so many ways you can get protein in a vegetarian diet. The bread my husband eats, for instance, has like 5 grams of protein in each slice, and if he has 2 slices in the morning, that's 10 grams of protein right there. Go online and find like a macros calculator, and it will tell you how many grams of protein you actually need in a day, and for a lot of people, it's less than you would think. So there's protein in so many things. A lot of people just think that vegetarian eats a lot of tofu, and to be honest, we really don't even eat tofu that often. We eat a lot of beans, we eat tons of veggies that have protein in it. You can buy some vegetarian products, like Tofurkey makes a really good sausage that we eat sometimes. But yeah, there's so many ways that you can get protein in a vegetarian diet, and it is important to remember to have that protein in your diet regularly. On top of that, you wanna make sure you're eating lots of vegetables and fruit. Don't cut out fruit, guys. Fruit is not the enemy. So many people think that you can't eat it because it has sugar in it, but it's the processed sugar that you really want to be wary of. So the hidden sugars and things like granola bars, sauces, things like that. Those are the things you want to kind of limit. Eat fruit, it's good for you. Vegetables are awesome for losing weight, especially the really leafy green ones. So I try to incorporate salads and broccoli and that type of thing in my diet regularly. I know it can be really tempting, especially when you're losing weight, to try and cut your carbohydrates. But if you are breastfeeding, it's so important that you maintain those carbohydrates because it's gonna have a massive impact on your milk supply. Just try and keep those carbohydrates really healthy. So whole grain rice, whole grain pastas, you know, starchy vegetables, things like yams, potatoes, those actually aren't bad for you guys. So eat them regularly and pair them with the protein and vegetables, and that is gonna have a massive impact on your weight loss. If you're breastfeeding, remember not to cut your calories too low. Download an app on your phone. I use MyFitnessPal just to track your calories and intake for the first few weeks of when you're starting to eat healthy. Don't do it forever because I think you can be a little bit obsessed with it and can start to play with your head. And to be honest, it's just so tedious logging in everything you eat every day. But if you do it for a few days or a couple of weeks, it does give you a good sense of what you're taking in and maybe where you can clean up certain areas and where you maybe could add more vegetables, stuff like that. I tend to be a little bit of a creature of habit, so I did it for about a week or two, and then I just got a good sense of what worked for me and tried to just maintain that on a regular basis. Try not to weigh yourself every day because as women, we fluctuate so much on a day-to-day basis that if you weigh yourself every day and you find that you're not on a downward trend, it may start to play with your head. And if you're anything like me, if I notice after like 3 days of eating healthy that I haven't lost weight, I'm like, screw it, I throw in the towel, I'm done. So I try to weigh myself every few days, maybe once a week, because it gives you a more realistic idea of how you're actually doing. It's all about making small steps to eat healthier and just live a healthier lifestyle. It's important to remember that you didn't put this weight on overnight, so you can't expect to lose it overnight. If you're somebody that bounced back to their pre-pregnancy weight in a couple of weeks, then I envy you. That wasn't the case for me. I lost probably 15 pounds in the first couple of days just with baby and the excess fluids, and then slowly lost about 5 pounds over the first month. And then I really was kind of at a standstill for a long time. I had about 10 to 15 pounds that was not budging. And it was really at that point that I was like, okay, I need to kind of clean up the diet a little bit, make an effort to be more active. And then slowly since then, it's just been kind of falling off. And yeah, it's just these really practical everyday things. Crash diets are so tempting because you can lose a little bit of weight really quick, but most often you do gain the weight back so fast because it's just not realistic to maintain that type of really strict diet or workout routine, whatever you're doing. So just think about small things you can do every day. Hopefully these tips were helpful. If they were, comment below. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. And subscribe to my channel if you're interested in seeing more videos like this. I like to do DIYs, day in the life with babies, basically just videos about this whole new adventure of motherhood. I hope you enjoyed this video and thanks so much for watching. Have a great day, guys.